Big Guy Fitness Daily Journal, day 19. Today's topic is intermittent fasting. But wait, there's more. It's like one of those infomercials. Yeah, so we've talked about intermittent fasting before. I just want to touch on, there's two main purposes for it that I found, at least. One of them is the initial one that I did for about 3 to 4 months and helped me lose a little over 40 pounds. And while I was learning how to better utilize what it offers, I was just watching so many videos, learning so much stuff, testing it on myself daily, seeing what works. I would fall into real fasting, which was about 24-hour fasts. I'd try to pull those off, and then if I was not hungry, I would, because it was nighttime when the 24 hours hit, I'd just sleep through, get another 12 hours, which was 36 hours. Then I'd try and push through to get 48. So sometimes I'd do longer fasts. And then I realized it wasn't just about weight loss. These longer fasts really help your gut and your gut health, just like they say your teeth health. Those two things drive your overall health for the most part. So my gut, I was trying to, you basically kill off or you clean out all the bad cells. The longer when you get into the 48 and 72 hour fast, you start generating new cells and your gut becomes more and more efficient and more healthy. You feel, it's a huge difference in the way you feel. I will fast for the rest of my life, hopefully, and especially not just intermittent fasting, which I just still kind of do. It's not as strict, but the longer fast I will do once every 2 months, something like that, just to clean everything out and feel better. The intermittent fasting thing, the other reason for it is because, so the two things are the weight loss and the gut health, right? So the weight loss thing, once you reach a certain point, and you don't really have to lose a lot of weight. I still have the sides and stuff, but I think that's more diet change, not so much going heavy intermittent fasting. So I'm pretty much eating 8 hours a day. I'm on a 16-8 basically, instead of only 4 hours of eating and then fasting the rest of the time. And it's really working. I'm very happy with where it is. I know I have about 2 more months of doing this to get in a really good place physically, but health-wise, I feel great. And again, the purpose of that, for me, you want to know why you're intermittent fasting. You don't want to just do it because, well, I lost so much weight, I might as well keep doing it. So you're either going through a fat loss phase, weight loss phase, and that's really keeping those hours crunched. So if you could do 1 meal a day, if that works for you, or if you do a 16-8, right? That gives you 8 hours to eat, but you don't eat outside of that. You don't snack a lot. It's a few good meals a day with protein. And then the other reason is for the gut health. So once you lose all your weight that you want, you're happy, you're doing resistance training, intermittent fasting still really good, and overall fasting, doing again those 24 36 hours, all those kind of things really help your gut. And what's great about that is it really helps your immune system, and you'll feel it. You'll feel, knock on wood, I haven't really been sick all year. You usually don't get sick if you're a healthy person, generally in the spring, in the fall, spring, summer. Coming into the fall, you might start. I see a lot of people have been catching some things. COVID went around again a couple weeks ago. A bunch of people got it. No big deal, but it's, I feel more confident now being around people that might be sneezing and coughing, whereas before I was like, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to be down for a couple days or a week. Healing your gut helps your immune system, and blah, blah, blah. So my point is, just know why you're intermittent fasting. If it's solely for weight loss, it could be for both. You could be doing both at the same time. But as you reach your goals, and you don't really have to be on this strict intermittent fast. You can loosen up, and you can do, I mean, yeah, you can open that eating window up a little bit. But the main thing of what intermittent fasting is doing is it's giving your body time to digest, relax. And with the gut, it can't clear out all those cells if you're continually feeding it with food, and it's got to use because everything's energy, right? So your body has to create energy, which warms up your body, and to digest all that food and move it around from proteins to fats and blah blah blah, and storing and getting rid of, putting the proteins into your muscle. All that is energy spent, and it's work for your body. So if your body's working, that's why stress is such a bad thing. Because I gotta run here. If you are stressed, your body is using energy, and it's trying to figure out what's wrong, and it gets in panic mode, and it basically shuts everything down. So that's why that type of energy is so bad for your body. And everybody talks about try and get good rest, try and relieve yourself, meditate, or whatever you have to do to get rid of stress. Because once your body's doing that, you're not going to lose weight. It's very, very difficult during those periods. So same thing with fasting and intermittent fasting. If you're eating constantly, especially if you're eating the wrong things and feeding your body sugars, alcohol, I love alcohol. But all those things are damaging. They go right to the liver. The liver panics because that's the only thing that can digest alcohol. So everything kind of shuts down a little and focuses on that. So anyway, that's my rant about intermittent fasting. I was just thinking about it the other day because now I'm in a different stage of all this. I'm not going for losing 40 pounds. I mean, I was trying to crush it to where every day I'd lose a pound, I'd lose a half a pound, and then by the end of the week I'd lose 4 pounds maybe. Then the next week 5, then the next week 3, and then I'd be back and forth going, oh man, I want to lose 5, I want to get this quick. And if I had to do it over again, I would do it a lot slower, a lot more methodical. Let it take, instead of 3 months, 4 months to lose that weight, I would have let it take 6 months. Plus I would have eaten more protein and done more resistance training, because I really wasn't doing any at the beginning. In the first 3 months, I didn't do any resistance. So I was losing a lot of muscle while I was losing fat, and I ended up looking, they call skinny fat. And then I had to work my way back, which is fine. It's taken a little longer and I'm okay with it. But if you're just starting out, I would say make sure you get your protein, make sure you don't go overboard with the intermittent fasting and the caloric deficit. I mean, I was doing 1 meal a day and 24-hour fast at least once or twice a week. And then twice a month doing 36, 72. It was just overboard. But my body, for me, it was okay because I wasn't hungry. Somehow my body wasn't pushing me to go, oh my God, you're starving yourself. It just kind of worked. But I still wouldn't have done that. I would have treated my body a little nicer. Anyway, today's music listening choice of the day is Michael Landau. Super, super amazing guitar player. He was one of the biggest session guys. Check the link below to the short on that. There's actually 2 of them because I was listening to a tune that he did on my walk that is just one of my favorite all-time songs. And if you're into blues, if you're into really good subtle guitar playing with all the nuances, you gotta listen to this tune. It's called Worried Life Blues. It's in the other short that I'll put a link to. And yeah, that's about it. So it's the end of the week. It's Friday, and man, I can't believe it's already been 19 days of doing this. I wish I journaled this from the start, but it's never too late to start. So if you're on your journey and at the very beginning, good luck with it. If you have any questions, in the comments right below, I'd love to have a conversation. If anybody's at the same place I am in the journey, I'd really like to have a discussion and see what worked for you, what's working for you now. If you're at this stage and things are changing for the better, I think. Yeah, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you next week. Well, I'll see you over the weekend, but next week for the big ones.